Hi, this is Dr. Anita coming to you with a bit of commentary. What if I told you that artificial intelligence isn't the villain in the shadows, it's the mirror in the hallway? If you've seen Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, you know where I'm going with this. Tom Cruise, aka Ethan Hunt, faces off against something supposedly scarier than a rogue spy or a ticking time bomb. He's up against the entity, an all-seeing, all-knowing AI. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good thriller, and who doesn't love the Mission Impossible thing? But Hollywood has a long history of turning technology into the bad guy. HAL 9000, Skynet, who doesn't love the Terminator, Ultron, now the entity. AI always gets cast as the cold, calculating monster, and humans? We're the underdogs, scrambling to survive. And the moment that movie dropped, folks looked up from their popcorn and said, "See, that's what I've been saying. AI is going to kill us all." No, it's not. Okay, folks, let's press pause on the movie reel and step back into reality for a second. Because here's the truth. AI is not inherently evil. It's not a moral agent. It doesn't want anything. It's not plotting humanity's downfall. It's a tool. What matters most is how we, the humans, choose to use it. There's a quote I keep coming back to. You've probably heard it before. It's often attributed to Edmund Burke. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. And in the case of AI, that nothing looks like fear, it looks like hesitation, it looks like shrinking back instead of stepping forward. See, if we let the loudest voices be the ones who use AI for manipulation, disinformation, misinformation, profit at all costs, then we do have a problem. Not because the AI turned evil, but because we handed it over without a plan. So let's talk about some of the myths we need to bust, because misinformation is one of the real villains in this story. Myth number 1, AI is taking all of our jobs. AI is reshaping the workforce, but it's not taking every job. It's changing how we work, automating repetitive tasks, surfacing insights faster, helping people do more with less, and many other things. Maybe you're thinking, we've been fine without AI this long, Dr. Anita. Why now? Artificial intelligence has been around since the 50s, so we've had it longer than many of us have been alive. Let's back up and look at how technology has always changed how we work. Back in the day, cowboys drove cattle across states, on horseback, under the sun, rain, and everything in between. That was the job. You wanted beef in Chicago, you had to walk it there from Texas. Then came trains, later trucks. The cowboys didn't disappear. They adapted. They became ranch managers, transport operators, logistics experts. The job changed, not the value of the people doing it. Don't like cowboys much? All right, let's take something else. Look at sewing. Sewing. Our grandmothers, even my mother, sewed by hand. Then came pedal machines, then electric ones, then industrial automation. That shift didn't kill creativity. It gave rise to whole new industries. Fashion designers, pattern makers, machine operators. We moved faster, produced more, and still found space for art in the process. AI is the next phase in that same story. Folks, it is not the end of work. It is the evolution of work. You won't be replaced by AI, but you might be replaced by someone using it better than you do. Myth number 2, AI can think like a human. AI doesn't think. It calculates. It doesn't understand. It predicts. It's fast. It's smart in a narrow way, but it's not alive. It doesn't have instinct, emotion, context, or that gut feeling that tells you something just isn't right. We confuse mimicry with mastery. Myth number 3, AI is evil because it makes mistakes. Okay. AI makes mistakes because it learns from us, humans. And the last time I checked, we're still working on perfection ourselves. I don't believe we're going to get there anytime soon or at all. Bias in, bias out. Garbage in, garbage out. But here's the other side. We can train AI to be more inclusive, more accurate, more aligned with values we humans want to amplify. That requires intention, oversight. It requires humans in the loop. So the question now becomes, who's building the loop? Reality check. AI adoption isn't happening evenly. Some sectors are charging ahead, testing, iterating, integrating. Others, still hoping this storm will pass. Oh, by the way, the internet was another storm in the late 80s, early to mid 90s that some people hoped would pass. How are you guys dealing with that today? Ethan Mollick, a Wharton professor and one of the most listened to voices in the AI space, put it like this. Interesting to see how fast AI is adopted in some areas, but far from uniformity in organizations. You can see a distinct bottom-up adoption. This is both inefficient and not being led by strategic planning and direction. Much to be done to have leadership driving the AI agenda. So let that sink in for a minute. Because if leadership isn't driving the agenda, who is? You? Me? The intern who just discovered ChatGPT and is using it to write emails? The problem isn't that people are using AI. The problem is that too many people in charge are still pretending that they don't need to understand it. This is where you come in. Whether you're an educator, a business owner, a parent, or a leader, AI is not someone else's challenge. It's part of your world already. It's in your phone, your classroom, your doctor's office, and your online shopping cart. And we have a choice. We can either cover our eyes and let fear do the talking, or we can get in the room, ask better questions, and shape how AI shows up in our lives. Here's the real mission, folks, and yes, it is possible. Use AI with wisdom. Build with equity in mind. Lead with humanity. We need the smart people, the ethical ones, the curious ones, the problem solvers and educators and small business owners. We all need to be a part of this conversation. Fear is not a strategy. Silence is not protection. Delay is not leadership. This is the moment for business owners, educators, and decision makers to step up, not check out. So yes, this is a mission, but it's not impossible. It's urgent, it's necessary, and it starts with being willing to learn, to lead, and to show up with intention. Because if the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing, then folks, let's make sure that we do something. Let's learn, let's lead, let's build something worth passing on. This is Beyond the Algorithm, where we ask the hard questions, face the future with open eyes, and keep the human in the loop. Stay curious, keep learning, think bigger.